Secret and betrayal. Jace always knew his feelings were different. At 14, he had never had a crush on a girl, no matter how much he wanted to. He figured if he ignored it long enough, maybe it would go away. But then his older sister, Emma, started dating Ryan. Ryan was everything Jace admired. Funny, confident, easygoing. He had this way of making people feel comfortable, like they belonged. And that was dangerous because Jace wanted that feeling more than anything. So he avoided him. It wasn't easy when Ryan was over at their house all the time, watching movies with Emma, eating dinner with their family, treating their home like his second. Jace tried not to let his mind wander, but every time Ryan gave him a friendly shove or playfully messed up his hair, Jace felt himself sinking deeper into something he couldn't stop. One evening, Emma was out with friends, leaving Ryan alone at their house, waiting for her to get back. Jace had planned to stay in his room, but then Ryan knocked on his door. "Hey, you got any snacks?" Jace hesitated before nodding, leading him downstairs to the kitchen. As Ryan rummaged through cabinets, Jace leaned against the counter, watching him. "You're kinda quiet," Ryan said, popping open a bag of chips. "You don't like me, do you?" Jace's heart jumped.
What?
"No, I mean, yeah, I do. You're cool." Ryan smirked, tilting his head. "Then why do you act all weird around me?" Jace felt trapped. His face grew hot. He wanted to deny it, to laugh it off, but before he could think, he blurted out, "Because I like you." Ryan froze. The smirk vanished. Jace immediately regretted everything. For a moment, there was silence. Then, to Jace's shock, Ryan didn't look disgusted or angry. He just looked curious. "You're serious?" Ryan asked. Jace swallowed hard and nodded. Ryan hesitated, then took a step closer. Jace could barely breathe. His mind screamed at him to back away, to stop, but his heart wasn't listening. Then, before Jace could process what was happening, Ryan leaned in and kissed him. It wasn't long, just a quick press of lips, experimental, unsure. When Ryan pulled back, his expression shifted, like he had just woken up from a dream. "Look, Jace," he said, rubbing the back of his neck. I shouldn't have done that." Jace's stomach dropped. "What do you mean?" Ryan sighed. I don't know, okay? I shouldn't have let it happen." He glanced toward the door. "You can't tell Emma."
Ever.
"She'd kill me." Jace felt like he was sinking into the floor. Ryan was right. Emma would be devastated. But was keeping this secret any better? Ryan left soon after, and Jace was left alone with the weight of what had happened. The guilt ate away at him. He knew Ryan wasn't actually interested in him, that he had just been experimenting. But it didn't change the fact that he had betrayed his sister. Days passed, and Jace could barely look at Emma without feeling sick. He had to tell her. She deserved to know. One night, as she sat on the couch scrolling through her phone, he took a deep breath and sat across from her. "I need to tell you something," he started, his voice shaking. Emma looked up. "What's up?" Jace clenched his fists. "It's about Ryan." Her eyes narrowed. "What about him?" Jace hesitated, then forced the words out. "The other night he kissed me." The silence was deafening. Emma's face twisted with confusion, then realization, then fury. She stood up so fast that the coffee table shook. "You what?" she snapped. "Are you kidding me?" Jace flinched. "I didn't mean for it to happen. But she wasn't listening. She grabbed the closest thing, a book, and hurled it at him. Jace ducked as it hit the wall behind him. "How could you do that to me?" she screamed, grabbing a pillow next and launching it at his head. "You knew I loved him." Jace didn't move. He let her throw things, let her yell, because he knew he deserved it. But when she grabbed a knife from the kitchen counter, he finally panicked. "Emma, wait." She didn't throw it at him, but she did throw it. The knife clattered against the wall and stuck there, trembling in place. Then, the anger in her eyes turned to something else, hurt. She ran a hand through her hair, pacing. "I always kind of thought you were," she hesitated. "You know, but I didn't know for sure." Jace swallowed the lump in his throat.
Yeah.
She exhaled sharply, crossing her arms.
Well.
"Now I do." A long silence stretched between them. Then, Emma sat down on the couch, rubbing her temples. I can't believe this. Jace sat beside her, careful to keep some space. I didn't want to hurt you. She gave a bitter laugh. Well, you did. Jace lowered his head. I know. Another pause. Then, quietly, Emma said, I'm never bringing another boyfriend around you again. Jace let out a small, shaky breath. Fair. Emma glanced at him, and despite everything, she sighed and nudged his shoulder. You're still my annoying little brother. Jace finally met her eyes. And you're still my terrifying big sister. She smirked slightly. Damn right I am. They sat there in silence, both knowing things would never be quite the same. But at least they weren't completely broken. Not yet.